If you look at your old baby photos, you'll notice you haven't changed that much. You've just gotten taller. Most of the animals we see every day, like dogs and cats, do the same thing. They simply get larger as they get older. This journey from a tiny beginning to a full-grown adult is what we call a life cycle. It tracks every stage of how a living thing grows and changes. We often think of these life cycles as following a standard set of patterns, like a list of instructions that nature expects animals to follow. For mammals, that pattern is very familiar. Babies are born live, they drink milk from their mothers, and they usually need a lot of help and protection before they can survive on their own. But the natural world is full of creatures that ignore these common patterns. To understand how life actually works, we have to look at the animals that take their own path to adulthood. By observing these exceptions, we start to see just how many different ways there are to grow up and survive. In a quiet wetland, we find our first group of outliers. These animals don't just get bigger, they change their entire physical form as they grow. This total change of form is called metamorphosis. Instead of just growing larger, the animal's body structure is completely redesigned during its life cycle. A frog starts as a soft egg in the water, hatching into a tadpole with gills and a tail, living like a fish. As it grows, it sprouts legs, its tail disappears, and it climbs out as a land-dwelling adult frog. Butterflies go even further. A caterpillar spends its time eating until it builds a chrysalis, a protective shell where it stays while its body undergoes a massive change. Inside that shell, the caterpillar's body actually breaks down and rebuilds itself into a completely different creature, with wings and a new way of moving. This transformation allows the animal to use different resources at different times, living in the water or crawling on leaves as a baby, then moving to land or air as an adult. Growth is also about how much help a baby gets. Some animals spend a long time teaching their young, while others are independent from the very start. Most birds and mammals provide constant care, spending weeks or years feeding and defending their young until they are strong enough to leave. But on a sandy beach, we see a very different strategy. Sea turtle eggs are left to hatch on their own, hidden in the sand. From the moment these tiny turtles hatch, they are on their own. They must find the ocean across the beach without any help. Both of these paths work. Whether a baby is protected or independent, these are just different ways nature ensures the next generation survives. In the rivers of Australia, there is an animal that challenges one of the most basic definitions of a mammal, the idea that they always give birth to live babies. The platypus and the echidna are the world's most famous exceptions to that pattern. These are monotremes. It's a specific name for the small group of mammals that lay eggs instead of giving birth to live babies. Even though they hatch from eggs like a bird, they still have fur and provide milk for their young. They share traits with both reptiles and mammals. The existence of monotremes shows that nature doesn't always use strict categories. It adapts to whatever works best for survival in a specific environment. Even if we imagine growth as a set of rules, life often finds a way to move beyond them. The variety we see in nature shows that there are many successful paths to adulthood. The way an animal grows, whether by hatching, transforming, or being born live, is a specific tool it uses to survive in its own corner of the world. The fact that you grew up slowly with plenty of care is one successful path, while the sea turtle's solo run is another. Both are effective ways to reach adulthood. Look at the animals in your own backyard. Every bird or insect you see has finished a complex journey to get there. Every life cycle is a practical solution to the challenge of staying alive. Our world is much more interesting